go. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome to Cardines, as we're off to a little bit of a slow start in the booth here. Scorpions go 1-2-3 in the top of the first as we head to the bottom of the first in a scoreless ball game. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Cardines, where we enter the home half of the first inning. Leading off for TOWNDOCK is Parker Camello. He'll be the shortstop today. And just to recap the top of the first, before we got going here, Trevor Snow struck out swinging Danny Dessler. It's grounded out to the pitcher for the second out of the inning, and Quinn Murphy grounded out to the second baseman as Parker Camello leads off TOWNDOCK with a base hit up the middle. And he'll find his way over to first base after that one. Well, the Scorpions were able to take game one of this series in a very entertaining 7-5 win right here at Cardines on Sunday night, as that brings up number 2 left-handed batter E.H. Josh Blaze. And so for one team tonight, it will be a championship clinching scenario. For the other team, they'll be looking to get a job done and force a crucial winner-take-all game 3 on Thursday night. We will also be live from Cardines Field for that one as well, as Josh Blaze steps in against left-handed pitcher Pat Jones.
Don't have a camera to break there. Make light of that, please.
As he checks on the runner, nothing doing over there.
If you check the thing, I made you a playoff thing that has all the playoff stats. It's in your sheets.
And pitching for the Scorpions today is left-handed pitcher Pat Jones, as that one is going to miss for another ball. Pat Jones pitched 4 times during the regular season, 3 of them being starts, 19 and a third innings. Allowed 16 earned runs for an ERA of 5.77, struck out 26 batters and walked 15, as this one's going to be grounded to the third baseman. He'll pick and throw to second for the first out, on to first base for the double play. So the leadoff single by Parker Camello is erased on a Josh Blaze double play. Well, that'll bring up the big left-hander Colin McCarthy. He'll be at first base today, as he looks to get his offense going. Wears number 34, but no batting gloves. First pitch is in there for a called strike one. If it gets that far, Jonah Mones, the left fielder, is on deck. Here's the 0-1. That one's going to miss high for ball 1. Well, we just want to thank everybody for tuning into the stream tonight. We are live from historic Cardines Field in downtown Newport, Rhode Island. We play 9 innings tonight in Game 2 of this George Donnelly Sunset League Championship Series, as that breaking ball misses inside to bring the count to 2-1. I just want to remind everybody admission is free to the ballpark. Fans, as far as the eye can see in both directions, they are still filing in. This should be a good one. This one's going to be fouled off into the net. That'll bring the count to 2-2. A lefty-lefty matchup here.
Those are good when you switch.
This one's going to be fouled off. We'll do it again. And Pat Jones looks into his catcher, likes what he put down, and enters the delivery. Fastball misses high. That'll bring the count full.
I'm going to take a walk down and put this one up now that I have it.
Well, TOWNDOCK has a hit this inning, but nothing to show for it. Maybe McCarthy can get the rally going with 2 outs here, as the 3-2 is going to be lined into right field. This is going to be a base hit. This will go all the way to the Franklin sign. Right fielder Henry Kearns fields it cleanly and throws a strike at a second base to keep McCarthy at a single. But that's the second hit of the inning for TOWNDOCK and the loudest one of the night. Well, that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Jonah Mones. Small lead from McCarthy. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. That was a fastball. Well, that ball by McCarthy was certainly stung down the line, went all the way to the fence for a very long single, as this one's going to miss up and away for ball 2. Bring the count to 2-0. That one's in there for a called strike 1. Breaking ball is going to miss up and in. That'll bring the count to 3-1. We'll take you around the defense for the Scorpions. In left field, it's Damon Asencio. In center field, it's Quinn Murphy. And in right field, it's Henry Kearns. I'll tell you about the infielders in a moment. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be up and away for ball 4. That'll put runners on first and second with 2 outs here for the TOWNDOCK. In the infield, you can find Caden Lindskog at third base. Trevor Snow, as always, at shortstop. Casey DiLorenzo at second base. And Miller at first base. And doing the catching tonight is Wilbur. And he'll be receiving from left-handed pitcher Pat Jones, as I previously mentioned. First pitch swinging, and he'll ground to the shortstop. This one's going to be a tough play. Trevor Snow picks it on the second hop and throws across the diamond for a fairly routine play by the end. We'll be right back live from Cardines in downtown Newport, Rhode Island. And welcome back after a brief pause. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be inside for a ball. That one's in there for a called strike. Well, 2 on, nobody out. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be fouled off down the first base side, out of play. That'll reach the parking lot. That one's going to be outside for a ball. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Well, that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Casey DiLorenzo, as he finds himself up with that orange Marucci with 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the second. Casey will be at second base today. Here's the pitch. That one's going to miss outside and bad. Well, the left-handed pitcher today for TOWNDOCK is Mike Castellani. During the regular season, you saw him 6 times, 4 of them being starts. He pitched 30 innings, gave up 13 earned runs for an ERA of 3.03. Struck out 38 batters, only walked 8 as this one's popped up. And it's going to reach the stands and go out of play. Count is 1-2. Well, we saw Brian Woj in game 1. A tough pitcher to hit. Came away with the loss. Not necessarily all his fault. Mike Castellani is going to try to look to extend this to a game 3 on Thursday night, but for now he's not worried about that. He's just trying to get out of this jam as this one's lined into center field. The second baseman will dive and make the play for the 3rd out of the inning. We'll be right back from Cardines. welcome back to the always historic and always beautiful Cardines Field. We are located in downtown Newport, Rhode Island, diagonal from the bus terminal, directly across the street from the aquarium. Admission is free to this game, as that'll bring up the crafty veteran Chris Rose. He's 1 for 4 during these playoffs for TOWNDOCK, as this one's going to be chopped down the left side. It's going to be kind of a swinging bunt and get out of play. That'll be just a strike as he touches first and has to turn all the way back for 90 feet. Well, we had the pleasure of interviewing the great Chris Rose following the Game 1 loss for TOWNDOCK. He said they had some things they needed to clean up, and he was not in the lineup for that one. Finds himself in this lineup, batting 6th tonight. He's the DH. Wyatt Daft, who gets a little bit of a promotion from the bottom of the lineup to the 7th spot. Well-deserved after a great Game 1. He'll wait on deck. This one's going to be another check swing, and it's going to go right to the first baseman. He'll get it on the second hop. Touch first base for the first out of the inning. Score that one a 3 unassisted if you're scoring at home. I know many of you are. Well, that'll bring up Wyatt Daft, who I just mentioned, had an unbelievable Game 1. Now finds himself in a little bit of a promotion in the lineup. He's 6 for 14 these playoffs with 3 doubles. Leads TOWNDOCK in extra base hits. That one's going to miss for ball 1. Swung on and missed for strike 2. As I just mentioned, Wyatt was 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and a walk and an RBI in last game. They fell short by 2 runs as he steps up there with that Rawlings big stick, his weapon of choice, and that one's going to be in there for a called strike, a big breaking ball from the left-hander. Well, Jones caught him leaning out of the way of that one. Finds himself in a 1-2 count. Same pitch, chopped, first base. This one's going to be fielded cleanly, and he'll step on the bag for the second out of the inning. Well, that'll bring up Jack McKnight. Jack was 0 for 5 in Game 1. Finds himself patrolling third base and batting 8th tonight in a crucial must-win game to advance to Game 3. And Jack's 1 for 9 these playoffs. That one hit was a double. Here's the pitch from Jones. In there for a called strike. That one's going to miss low and in for ball 1. They'll bring the count to 1-1. Well, Pat Jones has already let up 2 hits and walked 1, but he finds himself 1 out away from a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the home half of the second as he delivers that big breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a strike 2. It's a nice 12-6, maybe 11-5 backdoor breaking ball. That one's going to miss up and away, bring the count to 2-2. Well, it's definitely a beautiful night here at Cardines. Temperature sitting at about 72 degrees. Come on down, bring a light sweatshirt, and have fun. That one's going to miss outside. That'll bring the count full. And the biggest question on everybody's minds is, will we crown a champion tonight for the 2026 George Donnelly Sunset League season? Or will we have a Game 3 on Thursday night? We'll find out in just a few short hours as this one's fouled off into the net, and we'll do it again. Zach Sawyer waits on deck. As Pat Jones goes into the delivery, and this one's going to be lined into right field for a base hit, just out of the second baseman's reach. And they'll have a 2-out single. That'll get the lineup moving along here for Zach Sawyer. He'll be doing the catching tonight for TOWNDOCK. And a big name missing for TOWNDOCK tonight. Natali is not here, so Sawyer will take over the catching duties. He'll be batting 9th. Well, TOWNDOCK certainly did not go down quietly in Game 1. Had the go-ahead run at the plate in the 9th inning, but it was not meant to be. Comeback just came up a little bit short as this one's fouled off to bring the count to 0-1. Well, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you share the stream with somebody in your life you know who loves baseball, as he will check on the runner at first, but nothing doing over there. That was a very small lead for Jack McKnight. Aiden Bulwell, the second baseman, waits on deck, but for now, it's Sawyer. That one's going to miss outside for a ball. The leg kick and the delivery. Breaking ball is going to be in there. That'll be strike 2. In there for a called strike 3. Threat extinguished. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Cardines, as this vicious Scorpions offense will go to work against the left-handed pitcher Castellani. Leading off for the Scorpions is Caden Lindskog. First pitch is going to miss up and away, not by much for ball 1. Well, we saw Caden in 10 games during the regular season. Batted .161 with a .316 on-base percentage with a .510 OPS. You can put all that in the rearview mirror. None of that matters now. It's the playoffs, as this one's going to be chopped. Third baseman, tough play. And it'll get by him and into shallow left field. It'll just be a little chopper that gets onto the glove. That's McKnight over there at third base. Caden finds himself on. I'm giving him a hit. I'm not the official scorer. You be the judge. Well, that'll bring up Damon, the Swiss Army knife Asensio. We've seen him do just about everything this playoff series and the previous series. We've seen him in the outfield. We've seen him in the infield. We've seen him hit bombs. We've seen him pitch. Now finds himself up in a scoreless ball game with a man on first and nobody out. We had the pleasure of interviewing Scorpions manager Joe Brooks. He said Damon can do it all for him. Anywhere you put him, he just shows up to the ballpark and handles his business. As he steps in there, he shows bunt. He's going to get a bunt down. It's going to be a good one. Pitcher's only play is going to be the first, and he'll bobble and still throw to first and get the out. McCarthy's there. And that's the first out of the inning. Looked like Castellani kind of juggled it in his hands a little bit, was able to regain his composure and throw a strike over to Colin, who's a pretty big target himself over there to retire Asensio. Score that one a sac bunt. Well, he does a job. That'll get Caden Lindskog up to scoring position. For the always great and always talented Trevor Snow, finds himself at shortstop again. Trevor's 6 for 15 this postseason with 4 walks and unbelievable stolen bases. Unbelievable 7 stolen bases. That one's going to miss inside for ball 1. Well, if you're Trevor, you're looking to trade places with your teammate on second base and get this to a 1-0 ball game. The very dangerous Danny Deslitz waits on deck. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be in there for strike one, and Trevor doesn't like it. Gives a look over at his teammates saying, that's not me. That's not me, fellas.
I thought it looked pretty good, TJ.
I think you look pretty good.
Hey, good evening. This is Matty Board just joining the booth finally.
Here's the
I got
1-1.
myself together, and there's a drive into right center field. Right fielder Jack DiCario settles under and fires a strike into the cutoff man, Parker Camello. There's 2 down here, top of the 3rd inning.
Well, that'll bring up the always dangerous Danny Deslitz. During the regular season, we saw him bat an unbelievable .444 with an astonishing .552 on base percentage and OPS north of 1,000. And with 2 outs and the go-ahead run in scoring position, he'll greet Castellani for the 2nd time. He grounded out to him in the 1st inning. As the first pitch is going to get away from the catcher. Runner's going to try to get the 3rd, and he will slide, and he's safe. Well, that advances him 90 feet, bringing him 90 feet away from home plate. That's how that works in baseball. You can find Danny as the EH tonight, which means he'll be able to switch into any position manager Joe Brooks needs him to at any point. But for now, he's on the bench as an extra hitter. They are batting 10. Here's the 1-0. That one's going to miss high with good velocity for a ball. That'll bring the count to 2-0. Well, just when I say we've seen Damon Asensio do everything, he lays down a sacrifice bunt, very selfless move, getting his teammate into scoring position. Now he's just watching from the bench to see if they can come through for him, as that one's fouled off and it will get out of play over the wooden bleachers in right field. Colin McCarthy traveled a big distance for it, but it was way out of his range. Two balls and 1 strike, the count. Inside and low for a ball. Well, Quinn Murphy waits on deck. He's had an unbelievable season and an unbelievable playoff run. We'll tell you more about him as the night progresses. The 3-1. That one's going to be in there for strike 2. That'll bring the count full. Danny had 11 walks on the season. This one's going to be chopped right in front of the mound. Catcher and pitcher, we'll talk about it for a second. The pitcher throws a strike over to first base for the final out of the inning. A great play by Castellani that retires the side. And we'll be right back live from Cardines. Welcome back to historic Cardines Field, where the sounds of the outfield fill the bleachers and the fans to hear. If you don't get that reference, look it up. And that'll bring up Aiden Bulwell. He's the second baseman today. We saw Aiden a lot during the regular season. He was 3rd on the team in at-bats. He had 4 RBIs and batted .283 with an unbelievable .415 on-base percentage, as he will be the bottom hitter, top of the lineup, Parker Camello waits on deck as he calls time on left-handed pitcher Pat Jones. Well, Aiden's having a great offensive campaign in the playoffs. We'll tell you more about that as this one's skied to right field. Right fielder Henry Kearns will move over towards the Franklin sign and make the catch for the first out of the inning. Well, Henry had to go about 20 to 25 feet to his left with poise and makes the easy catch for the first out. That'll be back to the top of the lineup now for shortstop Parker Camello. He's 5 for 17 these playoffs, all 5 of them being singles. He's stolen 3 bases and walked 4. He's got an RBI to his credit as well. Still a scoreless ball game as Jones delivers. That one's a nasty breaking ball. It's in there for a strike. Here's the pitch. Up and away with good velocity. Well, I really like Pat Jones's glove. Looks like an all-black glove with a little bit of a teal-colored webbing. Very stylish as he goes into his delivery and delivers. Fouled off into the net. On deck batter Josh Blaze covers his head even though he's wearing a helmet. Well after the ball hit the ground, mind you, as he flips it to the umpire who's not looking, and it bangs off his right arm. That's not going to go very far on your next at bat.
Probably not going to be helpful for Blaze there. That's something you want to do.
This one's fouled off and out of play. We're losing balls at a record pace. If you're walking near Cardines in downtown Newport, Rhode Island, those are not souvenirs. Please pick one up and bring it to the umpire and make sure he's looking. I can. And Jones goes into his windup and the delivery. That one's going to miss somewhere for ball 4 as he looks over in his dugout and looks at the umpire and says, "Where'd that miss?" That looked like a pretty good pitch. You be the judge at home. That's a tough one to take with 2 strikes, but nevertheless, Parker will find himself over on first base, and we'll move on to Josh Blaze. Left-handed battery grounded out into a double play. Started by the third baseman and went around the diamond. Back in the first inning as this breaking ball is in there, and it looks like it's going to be a delayed steal, and he'll be safe at second base. Parker Camello with a heads-up play. He takes second base on possibly a delayed steal against the tough lefty. Well, that puts him in scoring position now with 1 out. Josh Blaze looking to do a job here and get TOWNDOCK possibly their first lead of the series. This one's fouled off somewhere. Bring the count to 0-2 very quickly. An absolutely beautiful night here in Newport, Rhode Island. Temperature's ideal, very light wind, lights shining bright over a ballpark that was built over 100 years ago. Here's the 0-2 from Jones. Breaking ball, this one's going to be lined at the second baseman. It'll bounce off his glove on the first hop and stay in the infield. Credit Josh Blaze with an infield single. Parker Camello moves over to third base, first and third with 1 out to bring up the big lefty, Colin McCarthy. And manager Joe Brooks is going to go out and have a mound visit with Pat Jones and try and settle him down. Well, I'm not sure if manager Joe Brooks has even thought about what's going to come out of his bullpen tonight. Tyler Riel is his go-to guy. Not sure how available he is. It would be his 5th appearance in a 9-day span, every one of those being multiple innings. Well, after the brief mound visit, we return to action here. It'll be Colin McCarthy in a huge spot right now, 2 on and 1 out. Scoreless ball game.
Colin's already gone deep this postseason. Let's look for him to lock in and stay clutch as always.
He's an unbelievably talented hitter. Right guy, right spot, as we say in this business. As he goes, they go. as that one's fouled off to the left-hand side. Colin McCarthy hit a base hit into right field in his first at-bat, was stranded on second base. This one's crushed, but down the left field line and foul. Quickly 0-2.
Looks like the outfielders are left fielders slightly shifted for backside, as well as center fielder Quinn Murphy, to the left of center, and Henry's a little bit towards the gap there, again leaving the right field corner open.
Breaking ball misses outside for a ball. Well, this game's cruising along quickly, but not too quickly that you should make your way down. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for strike 3, and he knew it. He'll walk back to the dugout.
Awesome breaking ball from Pat Jones there.
Well, that'll bring up Jonah Mones. He walked in his first at-bat. Another one of these highly talented TOWNDOCK hitters. Jones trying to eliminate the threat, but he's not out of it yet, as that one's in there for strike 1. Wears jersey number 58. The pitch. Breaking ball's fouled off. He gets that one deep in the zone. It almost ricochets and hits him. Count quickly 0-2. Pat Jones working at a pretty fast pace here. Well, Jonah in these playoffs is 5 for 15. 2 of those hits being doubles.
I think we might see Blaze in motion here.
And that is Josh Blaze over at first base. His teammate Parker Camelo over at third base.
I mean, you want to put the pressure on him here. Maybe they throw the ball away. Can get himself into a rundown. Oh, wow. Nice
One's
base hit.
lined into center field. That's a base hit. That'll score the first run of the game. Jonah Mones comes through with an RBI single with 2 down here. And TOWNDOCK has its first lead of the series.
Huge hit for Jonah there. Down in the count there with 2 strikes, and sits back on the breaking ball. Does a great job keeping his hands inside. Throws the barrel at it. Sends a live drive right over the shortstop's head. Center field. The RBI base hit.
That's going to be it for Pat Jones. Manager Joe Brooks is going to his bullpen early tonight. He gives him a great outing, but a little shorter than he probably would have planned coming in. I'm not sure if this was the original plan or not, but Manager Joe Brooks says, I'm going to the righty. We'll be right back after a brief pause. And welcome back. Manager Joe Brooks is going to go to his bullpen as Jack DeChario steps in. He'll face the right-handed pitcher, Joey Lazon. We saw Joey during the regular season. He made 3 appearances, pitched 3 1/3 innings. He gave up a couple runs, but he struck out 7 batters. And with TOWNDOCK in the middle of a pretty big rally here, Manager Joe Brooks goes to his bullpen and says, get me one more out, and we'll get our offense back to work. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball is going to miss high. Well, Jack DiChario's the right fielder today for TOWNDOCK. This one's fouled off. Look out. Well, we saw Jack play in 5 games during the regular season. He batted .444 with a .524 on-base percentage, an OPS of 1.413. Yes, I said 1.413 for an OPS.
Jack was on that Cumberland Legion team that went pretty far in the state or New England tournament. This is popped into short center field, into the triangle, and all 3 fielders converge on it, center fielder, right fielder, second baseman, and it falls in. And TOWNDOCK scores again, making it 2-0. Bring up Sunset legend Chris Rose. Takes a breaking ball down in the dirt. Rosie's one of our favorites here in the booth. Been around a long time, former teammate of mine. Back on the 2004 Old Mountain Turks. Shout out Stevie Dufault.
I'm sorry, did you say 2004?
Correct. As Chris takes another ball upstairs, 2-0. He's in the driver's seat against Lazan here. Look for a hard hit ball, a 5-5 hole. That's Rosie's bread and butter. As he takes another fastball just in, making it 3-0. Yeah, Rosie's been one of the toughest guys I've played with throughout my life.
Tough as in he'll beat you up, or tough as he's a gritty ball player?
Gritty ball player, and I bet you if I wronged him, he'd knock me out. I wouldn't want to piss him off. As Rosie pops one to the left field side in foul territory, seemingly dropped in as we were blocked by fencing. It cost us the angle there, but nonetheless, it's 3-2 here. We'll have a payoff pitch as soon as Lazan's done cleaning off the baseball.
Well, the Scorpions can get an out at all 3 bases. If it goes to the left side, step on. If it goes up the middle, flip it to second. If it goes to the right side, just go right to first.
Lazan steps off to make sure he's feeling right, but the runner should be off here and should have an RBI opportunity if Rosie's able to hit something hard, as he takes ball 4 in the dirt to load the bases for Wyatt Daft. He's been swinging a hot bat of late. I believe he has 3 doubles on the postseason. He's been a very big part of TOWNDOCK's success this postseason run.
Well, as I mentioned before, he just got promoted up in the lineup. We saw him at the bottom of the lineup. Now he's the 7-hitter tonight, and wouldn't luck have it, he finds himself up, bases loaded in a big spot.
Lazan misses down and away, ball 1, dirt. Wyatt's been, like I said, he's been swinging a good bat. This is the right guy, right spot here. Takes a breaking ball inside.
Well, since we have a brief moment,
2-0.
I will elaborate on the hot bat. He is 6 for 14, with half of his hits being extra base hits this postseason, 3 RBIs to go along with 3 runs scored and 4 walks.
One of the this ball's in the dirt. Squeaks through Cam Wilbur's setup, but there's no advance from Joe Namones over at third base. We're in a 3-0 spot for Wyatt Daft, who's got to be taking all the way here with 2 outs.
Undoubtedly. Make him throw you a strike.
And that's down. Ball 4, he walks in a run here. This TOWNDOCK scores their 3rd run of the game. Manager Josh Blaze is making a change here. He's inserting Nolan Tremblay as a pinch runner for Sunset legend Chris Rose at second base. I know Rosie's been dealing with a little hamstring issue of late. I hope he's all right.
Well, you can close the book on Chris Rose for the day, one of the leaders and veterans of this TOWNDOCK club. He grounded out to the first baseman back in his first at-bat, and he walked in his second at-bat, and now he'll make way for a pinch runner.
That brings up Jack McKnight. Big spot for Jack here. As he takes strike one in the outer part of the plate.
That's a great first pitch by Joey.
Absolutely. Dotted on the black. Looks to aim for the same spot, but misses down. 1-1. Big breaking ball away. 2-1.
As I mentioned earlier tonight, Jack McKnight was 0 for 5 in Game 1, finds himself 1 for 1 in Game 2, so perhaps turning things around in a huge spot right here.
The pitch is driven foul into the net, stays in the park. 2-2. Wonder if TOWNDOCK's going to be charging it over there in their dugout. There's a good amount of fans in here tonight. I'd say we are near capacity.
Fans as far as the eye can see.
Breaking ball skipped and it ricocheted and popped up about 10 feet and hovered there. I'm not sure you could see that on the view we had there.
Catch all George Donnelly Sunset League high def replays on Batmorgus Media page on YouTube. Find your clips, highlights, and extended GDSL coverage. Batmorgus Media on YouTube.
So we'll have the payoff pitch. Everybody should be moving here. And it's upstairs. Ball 4. Another run here. 4-0 TOWNDOCK as DeChario trots in to score. I'll bring up Zach Sawyer catching today. A very quick-footed catcher. Runs really well.
Zach Sawyer was 0 for 4 in the first game, finds himself coming into this at-bat 0 for 1 today with a looking strikeout. He'll be behind the plate all night, presumably.
I bet you he's in an ambush spot. Despite the walks here, he's going to be swinging early in the count. Swinging a drive to left field way back. It's bringing the left fielder, Asensi, all the way to the wall, and it's down. All 3 runs are going to score here as Sawyer's in there with the bases clear and double. What a swing. It's 7-0 TOWNDOCK.
Zach Sawyer absolutely cashes in on a 0-0 fastball right down the middle, and he smokes one that goes off the Newport Mansion sign and clears the bases. TOWNDOCK in the middle of a 7 spot here in the home half of the 3rd.
What a swing by Sawyer. And let's mark another one in the column of Matty Borges manifestations coming to fruition. That brings up Aiden Bolwell. He takes a fastball in there. Call strike 1. 0-1.
Aiden flew out to right field to start this inning. Now finds himself up for the 2nd time this inning.
What an inning here for TOWNDOCK. 7 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. The pitch. High and tight to Bolwell. He finds himself 1-1 here with 2 down. Runner on second.
Well, absolutely do not count the Scorpions out of this game yet. They have a lethal offense from top to bottom. It's going to take some work, though.
And that misses away. 2-1. Bolwell would love to drive this run in here. That's a big statement. Turns over the order. Get it back to Parker and Blaze.
I was surprised to see Aiden so low in
Swinging
the lineup.
a drive to right center field, but Henry Kearns is right over there in the gap as he handles it with ease. That sends down TOWNDOCK here, but they take the 7-0 lead after 3. We'll be back. 7-0 TOWNDOCK.
Join us for our 2026 George Donnelly Sunset League Hall of Fame induction ceremony this Saturday, August 22nd, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Portsmouth Portuguese American Citizens Club, located in the beautiful Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Tickets are $25 per person. There will be catered food and a cash bar. There'll be future players for this league. There'll be current players from this league, and there'll be past players from this league, as we honor 5 of the greatest players to ever play in this beautiful league. Join us for a night of celebratory actions, as we will be at the Portsmouth Portuguese American Citizens Club from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., possibly later. As the first pitch from Lavassier misses for a ball 1.
That is Mike Castellani, bud.
What? I've said Castellani about 10 times tonight, and for some reason I switched him as that one's fouled off to bring the count to 1-1. Well, if you're Castellani, you departed the mound last inning in a 0-0 ball game, and you trot out to the mound this inning with a 7-run lead. As he comes set and delivers, fouled off.
Castellani going at it here with the 7-0 lead. He knows how to pitch to contact. He is a veteran. Played 4 or 5 years in the Frontier League. Former professional pitcher. He knows what he's doing. He's got great poise and great control.
This one's going to be fouled off Murphy's leg. Oh, here comes the 1-2 from Castellani. Quinn Murphy, the UMaine product, will look at a ball low and away. And Quinn Murphy was the player of the game for Game 2 of the previous series, as this one's crushed down the right field line, but it is foul. Not by much.
Check that ball. That smoked the building there. Oh, here's umpire Manny Ferreira coming to have a look. He wants to inspect that ball, as he should.
He wants to make sure there's not a tear, maybe in the seams or on the rawhide, and have that ball have a little bit of an extra movement. Classic Manny stealing the show, as always.
Hey, now, I mean, I would say that Castellani would know how to utilize any scuff or, you know, defacing of the ball very effectively.
I would agree with that assessment,
as he's a seasoned veteran. Oh, as he takes a fastball that was very close. Everybody looked like they wanted it. Pitcher, catcher, and third baseman.
Well, that'll run the count to 3-2. Quinn Murphy in the postseason so far is 7 for 16, but no hits louder than his 2 home runs. He leads the entire playoff. With 11 RBIs.
Swinging a foul ball over the first base side by the large tarp. We'll do it again. Quinn doesn't swing too hard despite the tremendous power he has. He seems to stay balanced and under control. Doesn't try and do too much.
Then he'll walk after a gritty 9-pitch at bat.
That'll bring up Henry Kearns, the right fielder. Batting cleanup. Major power threat. One of the league leaders in walks. He's got a tremendous eye.
Well, if you don't mind me saying so, after putting up a 7 spot, walking the leadoff batter is not what you want to see. As this will be a base hit bunt into no man's land. Henry Kearns catches everybody sleeping with a base hit bunt between the pitcher and the third baseman.
If you had that on the bingo card, I was not getting it. I would have never guessed that to happen in a million years. What a bunt by Henry. I mean, he showed late, dropped it just to the left of the dirt by the mound circle, and third baseman Jack McKnight had no shot.
Well, he must have planned that before he came up. Probably said, if this guy gets on, I'm going to do a base hit bunt, catch everyone sleeping, and he does indeed.
Cam Wilbur takes a strike in there. So first and second for the Scorpions with nobody out here. Cam Wilbur looking to cash in, bounce back after the crooked number by TOWNDOCK. So we're going to chop just in front of the plate, and Sawyer waits for it to take one errant bounce into foul territory, and he's all over it. On deck, better Chris Prometheus waits for Wilbur, hands him the bat, steps off to the side, and we'll be ready for that 0-2. Castellani to the set. Runner's off, and there's no shot. Quinn Murphy steals second base. Third base. Henry was not able to move up behind Quinn there, leaving the old rundown play in play here.
Not sure I like that. Down 7 when they haven't even gotten an out yet.
You can't be trading outs for runs at this point, too early. And that ball's outside. Some groans, but far away, not close. It seems like every time there's a close pitch, I have the wrong camera view up. Swinging a drive to right center gap. This ball's crushed. It's going to get down by the 348 sign and bounce around. Cam Wilbur's got a shot for a triple, but oh no, Henry Kearns pulls up lame coming into third base. There's a leg injury going on, and Cam Wilbur's going to settle with an RBI double. Coach Joe Brooks is checking on Kearns over there at third base, but he's going to look into the bench and try and make a move here. So now, yeah, Gavin Palumbo is going to enter the game as a pinch runner for Kearns. We're going to have to get Henry a gator light or something. Hopefully that's not too serious.
Looked like a hamstring coming around second base. Not sure if he stepped on the bag wrong. Not sure what happened. Maybe there was an overextension, but he blew out a tire and had to be stopped at third on a ball he would have surely scored on. He's going to depart the game right now.
Well, that'll make it 7-1 TOWNDOCK after the big barrel by Cam Wilbur. Shopping at the gap. Feel bad. Henry's such a great kid. You don't want to see anybody get hurt.
And you can tell that's probably the last thing he thought was going to happen, as he'll be disappointed that his day ends like that. But his team is in the middle of a little bit of a comeback here. They've already answered back with 1 run and now have 2 on in scoring position.
Oh, what a play by Parker Camello as this ball was smoked up the middle. He makes a dive and stab to catch a short hop, but first baseman Colin McCarthy can't handle the one hop coming into third, and we'll have a 7-2 ball game. Despite the great pick by Parker, I think that's going to be an E6 on that throw, allowing everybody to move up one base. The run will score. We have Prometheus at first, and Wilbur moved over to third.
E6 is exactly how I scored it in my book. Had a guaranteed out at first, just came up with a little bit of a low throw.
Unbelievable job to keep that ball in front by Parker. Castellani goes with that breaking ball, tries to backdoor it, but he cannot. A little away.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see out of the Scorpions. After falling behind and giving up a 7 spot, they've answered right back with a rally of their own.
Yeah, it's still nobody down here, and they're threatening first and third with a runner over at first, too. Swinging a ground ball, double play ball. Parker flips to second, Bolwell over to first, and that's it. They'll trade a run for 2 outs as it's 7-3 after the 6-4-3 double play. Miller's retired there. Now I'll bring it up Casey DiLorenzo, swinging a hot bat himself, getting it going during the playoffs.
Well, that double play is certainly not the worst thing for either team. If you're TOWNDOCK, you get your first 2 outs with 1 swing of the bat. If you're the Scorpions, you get another run on that back end. I'm sure both teams would take that trade-off.
Swinging a one-hopper over to short. Parker comes in on the run, delivers a strike to first. I'll retire the Scorpions here, but they answer back with 3 of their own, making it 7-3 TOWNDOCK after 4.5. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Cardines, where suddenly we have a 7-3 ball game as TOWNDOCK will come up in the bottom of the fourth inning, and I will pass it off to my co-host Matty Borges for the play-by-play.
Leading off is the shortstop, Parker Camello. Started a 6-4-3 double play last inning. Made a fantastic pick on a hard hit ball up the middle, but was unable to make the throw. There, as he takes strike one from Joey Lazan. Big breaking ball in there. Strike one. Strike two, rather. 0-2. Wow, this one misses just a little bit, making it 1-2. Wow, that was behind him.
Not the best waste pitch on 0-2.
It's supposed to be a chase pitch, not chase him. Nonetheless, 1-2. Lazan wind up in the pitch. Big swing and a miss by him there. Strike three. Retires Parker. I'll bring up future Sunset Hall of Famer Josh Blaze. Number 2, Blaze is a fixture in Sunset League. He's wearing Squares cleats. Shout out Squares. Paul Anchisi. Lazan delivers a ball in the dirt. Ball one. 1-0.
Josh Blaze is 1 for 2 on the night, grounded into a double play in the first inning, singled back in the third inning, part of that 7-run rally.
Josh swings Axis bats exclusively. He has a great relationship with owner Lou Ledoux as he swings and fouls a ball into the catcher. Josh actually swings his own model bat. He has what looks like a Ryan Howard no-knob situation with a full 356 head on it, making for a very dense, hard piece of wood. And Josh swings a -1 length to weight distribution.
Well, I had the pleasure of doing a tour at the Axis Bats facility in downtown Fall River. It was an unbelievable place. Lou does a great job over there, gave me top-notch service, and I bought a couple bats home with me.
Very nice. Blaze is down 1-2 in this spot here. Looks like they're going to try and go away, and they miss in. Oh, one hops off the umpire's shin pad, and Ken Wilbur walks out about 10 feet to give home plate umpire Ryan DePatti a minute, as we're sitting 2-2 for Blaze here. Lazan looks on, wind up, and the pitch. Breaking ball, untouched by anybody, all the way to the backstop, making it 3-2. Blaze is one of the strongest guys in the league. He's a gym rat there almost every single day as he takes ball 4. Giving TOWNDOCK base runner here with 1 down. I'll bring up Colin McCarthy, playing first base tonight. He's 1 for 2 on the evening. Through the playoffs, not including tonight, he is 6 for 16 with a homer and 5 RBIs. So he takes strike 1 in there, 0-1. He scored 4 runs, walked 3 times, struck out 4.
Colin's one of my favorite players in the George Donnelly Sunset League to watch play.
Swinging a drive through the... Oh, stabbed by first baseman Dave Miller, and they turn a double play on this. What a play by Dave Miller to make that pick. It was almost behind him. As he gets over, delivers a strike to shortstop Trevor Snow, and they fire it back to the pitcher for a beautiful 3-6-1 double play. And after 4, it's 7-3 TOWNDOCK. We'll be back after this brief break.
Welcome back as we head to the top of the fifth in a 7-3 ball game. Scorpions trailing by 4 as they come up and go to work. It'll be Caden Lindskog leading off the inning for the Scorpions. He's 1 for 1 today on a single. Was stranded at second base. As the first pitch of the inning is in there for a called strike 1. And we want to thank everybody for tuning into the stream. We are live broadcasted on YouTube around the world. So that one misses outside for a ball.
As you have Asensio and Trevor Snow on deck, turn this order over.
That one's going to miss up and away for a ball. Well, if you're the Scorpions, you found yourself down 7-0 in this game. You immediately came back and tacked 3 on. Then the defense came out and had a shutdown inning. Now they're right back to work. Fouled into the catcher's mitt for strike 2.
Looks like Lindskog is wearing a UMass Boston Beacons helmet.
Now, UMass Boston has an unbelievably nice turf field.
One of the top programs in the Little East Conference. Oh wow! What a ricochet! Pinballed in the dugout, off Trevor Snow's hand, off Dan Desolate's chest.
Well, in a small sample size, Caden is 1 for 4 during these playoffs. He has a walk and a steal to his credit.
And in that one game played, he made a fantastic run on the throw on the run. Jeez, words are difficult tonight.
On a quick pick, if I recall.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a little squib swinging bunt out in front, and he came flying in and threw a ball on the run about 85. Everybody in the park was amazed at how much he got on that throw. Swinging a line drive foul just out of relief pitcher Evan Beatty's leap. He has his glove on out there outside the dugout, and he almost made the play. Ouch. Swinging a line drive off the building. That ball's going to be probably tossed out of play. Not sure. The surface on the building is quite unforgiving, and with how hard that ball was hit, who knows?
The first pitch to Damon Asensio is fouled off. That'll bring the count to 0-1. Caden Lindskog just went down looking on a fastball in the inside corner. Trevor Snow waits on deck. This one's popped up. McCarthy might have a bid on it, and it's going to be out of play. That'll land in the wooden bleachers and ricochet off a gentleman's stomach.
That's Johnny Mack from TOWNDOCK. Johnny's coming off of some sort of arm injury here. Last game he was in the stands in a sling, and he can't shave due to the arm injury. He's a left-handed person. He was in a sling, and he was unable to shave. That's why he's got this big burly beard, and I was unable to recognize my friend of at least a decade.
Well, that's the type of analysis you're going to get here only in the George Donnelly Sunset League by veteran players who have done it all on and off the field. They find themselves in the booth giving you that terrific insight that only they know. As Damon Asensio strikes out swinging, so that'll bring up Trevor Snow. He's 0 for 2 on the night as he swings and misses for strike 1. Well, we're in the top of the fifth of a 7-3 ball game. TOWNDOCK with 7 runs on 6 hits. They've committed 1 error. Scorpions 3 runs on 3 hits. They've also committed 1 error. Swung on and missed for strike 2. Well, this Scorpions offense can certainly get going with 2 outs. All they need is Trevor Snow for a base hit, and maybe he can steal a base, put him in scoring position for Danny Deslitz, but a lot has to happen between now and then. It's 0-2. Castellani misses outside for ball 1. Well, we hope you're all enjoying our center field camera tonight. It's my favorite.
By a lot.
This one's fouled off. We'll do the 1-2 all over again. This George Donnelly Sunset League broadcast has been brought to you in part by Sitting Bull Tattoo, located at 136 Dame Street, Newport, Rhode Island. As Castellani delivers, and that one swung on and missed for strike 3. He strikes out the side. Scorpions go down 1-2-3. We'll be right back for the home half of the 5th live at Cardines.
massive lead from Tremblay at first. Has Cam Wilbur peeking behind Daft to see if there's any kind of back pick opportunity.
Well, Wyatt will certainly be on the move here with the full count and 2 outs. Left-handed batter. Wyatt Daft waits on it, and that one's going to miss outside. That'll be back-to-back walks. And Tremblay will move up 90 feet. Wyatt Daft will find himself on for the second walk in just as many at-bats. That brings up Jack McKnight with 2 on and 2 outs. And Lazan comes set, checks on his runner, and steps off. Well, Jack possibly on the cusp of breaking out of this little mini slump coming into today. He was 1 for 9 in the postseason, as that one will miss for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 today, or 1 for 1 today with a walk, scored a run. As he steps up to face the tough right-hander. Swung on and missed for a strike. Coach Manning down at third base, giving the signs to his runners, reminding them how many outs there are. You can get a force out to end the inning at first, second, or third. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be outside for another ball. Bottom 5, 7-3 ball game. Cardines Field, Newport, Rhode Island. And I'm your host, TJ Brogel. Thank you all for joining us if you haven't muted me by now. Inside, it will go to the backstop, and both runners will advance 90 feet, putting them on second and third. Jack McKnight's the third baseman tonight. Joey Lazan will go back into the windup. The 3-1 pitch. That one's going to be outside for ball 4. 3 straight walks. That'll bring up Zach Sawyer. He had a bases clearing double in his last at-bat that drove in 3 runs. Finds himself up right now in a similar situation with bases loaded.
I'd say chances are he's not getting the same thing this time.
And looks like Trevor Snow is going to come in from shortstop just to settle down the tough right-hander. He's probably giving him some words of encouragement, saying, "You got this, let us work back here. We got an out in every direction you look, and we're ready to get back in swinging and limit this damage to 0. Zach Sawyer has other plans, as he's already in the midst of a huge night offensively. Joey Lazan will go into the windup, giving the runners just a little bit of an advantage. He likes what the catcher puts down and goes into his windup. First pitch is outside, ball 1. That one's going to miss for ball 2. Oh, looks like Manny Ferreira is having a little bit of a hat issue out there behind the mound. Stealing the show as always. I'm going to need Manny to put that back on and lock in. And here's the 2-0. In the dirt, skips in there. That'll bring it to 3-0. Well, if you're Zach Sawyer, I'm sure he'll be taking all the way here. No green light. Haven't seen a sign from his third base coach, but I'm pretty sure they're both on the same page with this one.
The lineup changed with Daft going into the 7th spot, then to Sawyer, and then Bolwell at the bottom. That really strengthens them up to turn it over. I mean, both guys at the bottom there are on-base demons. Both run really well to turn that over for Parker at the top. That's the goal here. And then obviously Blaze right behind him.
I would absolutely agree with that. I was very surprised to see Aiden Bolwell down in the 10th spot of the lineup. He's been on fire. He's 7 for 16 these playoffs with the team leading 5 RBIs coming into tonight. And he's also walked once and only struck out once. Well, 4 straight walks for Joey Lazarn has resulted in a run for TOWNDOCK here. All this with coming with 2 outs. He got the first batter to line out to the shortstop and the second batter to fly out to the center fielder. Since then, 4 consecutive walks, and Zach Sawyer has 4 RBIs tonight. Well, that'll bring up the aforementioned Aiden Bulwell, who's very hot at the plate right now in a good spot.
Hey, Mike Soul.
And shout out to the great Mike Soul, live in the flesh. And the catcher's going to snap down to first base, but he is safe.
Oh, that looked like it. Sawyer might have jammed his hand up pretty good there on that slide back into first base. That looked like he bent his fingers back.
Well, he's going to take off that batting glove. A little catcher-on-catcher crime there.
Oh, he's going to be going into that next base holding the fist, I bet.
Well, Joey, 1 pitch away from getting out of this. That one's in there for a called strike. There's an out in every direction Scorpions look. Top of the lineup, Parker Camello waits on deck, but for now, it's Bulwell.
This has got to be the biggest spot for Lazan on the season right here. You know, working with a 5-run lead, but this could easily go the other way if you can't throw strikes here. 3-1 now. Bulwell's in a perfect best swing, no swing situation, as my wise colleague has introduced that term into my vocabulary. I thank him for that. I love it.
It's become one of our favorite lines. Fouled off down the right field side.
That might get up to the old Mudville top shelf penthouse apartment deck. How about it?
Well,
we missed that building, man.
We had fans up there last night. There was about 10 fans up there. Oh, I'm sorry, Sunday night cheering on this game. Not sure what side they were cheering for. They were just having fun.
We'd love that.
Crushed. Right center gap. This is going to be extra bases. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Here comes the 3rd run. It's a stand-up double for the always hot Aiden Bulwell as he clears the bases with a 3 RBI double.
What a spot there by Aiden Bulwell.
He continues his absolute tear at the plate by clearing all the bases. A ball that goes all the way to the ivy next to the 348 mark.
Catches a barrel and sends that into the right center gap, and everybody on base was a runner there. You had the fleet of foot Zach Sawyer at first base. He scored easily on that. As Aiden Bulwell closes the gap, and it should be 8-5.
Well, we find ourselves in the middle of an 11-3 ball game. We have a pitching change here at Cardines, and we'll be right back to tell you more about the new pitcher.
Oh, I just screwed up. We are back here at Cardines Field as manager Joe Brooks calls his own number and takes the mound here after a bases clearing double by Aiden Bolwell. Brooksy's going to take the mound with 2 down here, trying to extinguish the threat, as there is a check on his glove as Manny Ferreira checks it and tosses Joe Brooks's stuff back onto the mound as a little fun thing, as we had a pine tar incident in Game 2, and there was an electric clip that's on Bat Morge's media page. Go check it out. But Brooks to the set and delivers a ball down to start this off.
That's classic Manny stealing the show, giving him a little banter back after an exciting Game 2 here at Cardines, in a clip that many of you have seen by now.
And that's a fastball in there by Brooks. Parker, 1-1 here.
Joe Brooks represents the great city of Pawtucket, Rhode Island. We want to give a shout out to his mother, Maureen, who I'm sure is watching. He always mentions you anytime he can.
I believe Joe was a St. Ray's graduate. Played with Jackson Gervais of the Mudville 9 in high school. Swinging a pop-up to the right side. Dave Miller is under it, and he makes the catch to extinguish the threat. And we are in an 11-3 ball game here, as Scorpions have to answer back, or they're looking down the barrel of the gun, as they could be in mercy territory real soon if they don't get it together. We'll be right back. 11-3, TOWNDOCK.
Back to historic Cardines, where the Scorpions will come up here in the top of the 6th, trailing 8. They've got some work to do, but they've got the right guys to do it with. Danny Deslitz, Quinn Murphy, and Palumbo all due up this inning, as the big left-hander for TOWNDOCK settles in with an 8-run lead. First pitch of the inning is in there for a called strike. Castellani comes out for his 6th inning of work. His defense has only committed 1 error behind him all night. Danny's over 2 on the night, both of them with ground outs to the pitcher. Well, Scorpions manager Joe Brooks came in and faced one batter, got him to pop out to the first baseman to get his team back up, as that one misses up and away for a ball. And we just want to thank everyone who's tuning into the stream live. We are on YouTube, broadcasted around the world. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. This one's hit hard to center field, but the center fielder is there, and Daft will make the catch for a very loud first out of the inning. Danny got all that one, but it was right at him. Had to shuffle maybe 5-10 feet to his right with ease, and he makes the catch for the first out. Well, that'll bring up the always dangerous Quinn Murphy. We saw him walk in his last at bat, steal second, and then he came around to score a run later that inning. Check swing, but that's going to be ball 1. Oh, he checked on the base coach at third base, and he says he did swing on that one. little bit of a late check, if you ask me.
It was just the anomaly of having that third umpire out there. He's not used to being able to check both sides.
Fouled off. Quinn Murphy leads all George Donnelly Sunset League players with 11 RBIs coming into today. In the postseason, he's about as dangerous as they get.
As you can see from this view, you have Manny down there in D position as an umpire. Three-man crew. Very nice. Very fortunate to have three guys here tonight.
This one's hit hard right at the second baseman. He will shuffle and throw to first for the second out of the inning. Quickly 2 up and 2 down here.
This is Kern's spot, but it's Palumbo, right?
Yeah, Gavin Palumbo, who entered the game for Henry Kearns, who left the game due to injury. He'll come up here. He's batting in the cleanup spot as he finds himself up with nobody on and 2 outs.
That's really devastating for the Scorpions baseball club. Henry Kearns, their 4-hitter, one of their leaders, one of their big hitters.
And we had the pleasure of interviewing him during the game the other day, or maybe it was after the game in the post-game show. And we asked him what went wrong in Game 1. After 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, he answered back with a monstrous Game 2 night. And I asked him how did he turn around. He said, I just needed to chill.
I guess we could all do a little bit of that. We just need to chill.
Well, in a small sample size, Gavin Palumbo is 1 for 7, that one hit being a single in these playoffs. He's walked twice.
He hit a couple home runs during the regular season, I remember. It's a threat to leave the yard for sure. But he's in a 1-2 count against Castellani. He swings and misses. That sweeper comes in and ties him up.
And we'll be right back live from Cardines in Newport, Rhode Island.
And that brings us back to Cardines Field as Josh Blaze steps in to face Joe Brooks. They faced off against each other quite a few times through the years. Joe's a wily veteran. Plays also in the Rhode Island men's senior men's league in the 30-plus division against Blaze. Blaze is actually 43 competing against these college kids here. So hats off to Blaze. It's a big swing and a miss there, 1-1. a lot of the veterans throughout the years have grown to know each other pretty well. So this is a small state, small baseball community, as Blaze fouls that over by the dugouts. He's in a 1-2 spot here against Brooks. Brooks is very crafty. He can pull anything out at any time. He's got sidearm, submarine, knuckleballs, ephises, and he can still reach back. I mean, when he was young, he was in the high 8s, low 9s. As Blaze tips this into the mitt, goes down swinging for out number 1. Joe Brooks, the big K.
Yeah, Joe Brooks is going to look to come on and do a job here, maybe bridge the gap, give his Scorpions offense some time to rebound. If not, he's in mop-up duty to save the bullpen for a crucial winner-take-all Game 3.
I mean, there's a couple, ways to think about this as the Scorpions. I mean, they've been pretty light with pitching. Brooks calling his own number here might be strategic to let those 2 runs in and take the mercy so you could bounce back on Thursday with a rested bullpen instead of rushing around to just try and complete 9 or fight here. But you don't ever really want to accept a loss. That's something that goes against the grain. It's 0-1 to Jonah Moniz. No? All right.
Oh, Colin McCarthy flies out to the third baseman. That'll bring up Jonah Moniz.
Oh.
It's not as easy as it looks, is it, Matty?
No. I mean, you have to keep your eyes open and not be staring at your co-host like I am.
Oh, I can see how you could have trouble not doing that.
As Joe Brooks is working pretty quick, we have a 1-1 count here to Jonah Moniz, left fielder, who drove a ball just left of center field last time up here, and he smokes a ball down the right field line. This is about maybe 6 inches foul. It hits the net in front of the scoreboard, preserving the baseball. As Josh Blaze moseys on down there to pick that up.
Joe Brooks has faced 3 batters, retired all 3.
Swinging a pop-up. Second baseman over there. Oh, and it sneaks in. He calls for it, but it twists just a little bit, and it'll fall in there for a single for Jonah. Those little triangle balls where everybody's got to converge, you'd like to see the right fielder call the second baseman off there, as he had the greatest distance to cover in that situation. Now that brings up DiCario, who fists a ball over to third. Lindskog on the run. Oh, in the dirt. Dave Miller cannot pick it. As TOWNDOCK here is threatened again with 2 outs. Joe had retired 3 in a row, but after the bloop single and now the error by the third baseman, TOWNDOCK is threatening here with Nolan Tremblay up, who entered the game for Chris Rose in the 6th spot. Wyatt Daft on deck. Runs pretty well. So he takes a breaking ball out. Ball 1. Nolan's only 16 or 17 years old. He's one of the youngest players in the league. Son of... Ooh.
Son of Ooh. I would predict he is the son of his father.
Sorry about that. I pulled my mic out of the computer for a second. Son of Spencer Tremblay, old friend from TOWNDOCK and the Braves in the Fall River League, as Nolan grounds out to third, handled by Lindskog as he tags third to retire the side. Look for a bounce-back inning here by the Scorps. It's 11-3 entering the 7th. We'll be back.
And welcome back to Cardines here in downtown Newport, Rhode Island. We are located directly across the street from the Marriott Hotel, where the Scorpions come up here in the top of the 7th, trailing by 8. Leading off for the Scorpions is Cam Wilbur, the big left-handed batter. He's 2 for 2 on the night. He's also scored a run. So that one's going to be up and in for ball 1. That one's going to be in there for a called strike 1. And the 1-1 is going to be chopped to the second baseman. He'll field it on the second hop, and he'll throw to Carl McCarthy for the first out of the inning. Score that one a 4-3 at home. I know many of you are. And just to be clear, I know a lot of you are not scoring the game. Like, the idea that somebody would be in their living room with a book is insanely wild. It's supposed to be fun, guys. I'm just trying to have a little fun. But maybe somewhere somebody is scoring it. But the odds of that are astronomical. Just want you guys to know I'm not serious when I say that. Because that one's in there for a called strike 1. That one's going to be outside for a ball 1. The new right-handed pitcher for TOWNDOCK is Tyler DeCecco. You saw him in the regular season 9 times. He led the TOWNDOCK in appearances out of the bullpen, pitching 13 1/3 innings, as this one's going to miss up and in for a ball. Let up 10 earned runs in 16 innings. 10 earned runs in 13 1/3 innings for an ERA of 5.26. He did strike out 17 batters and only walk 5. As that one's going to be in there for a called strike 2 to bring the count to 2-2.
That thing came back. It looked like at first thought out of the hand it was going to be way outside, and it cut back.
Well, we saw Chris take a brutal hit by pitch off the left arm in last game. He walked down to first base very gingerly. I'm sure he felt that the next day. This one's fouled off. I'm sure he also felt it during the game. But the next day is probably when the real pain set in.
That's fouled out onto West Marlborough Street. Hopefully a little help by somebody. Oh, there is a young fan that is headed after it. This ball's chopped. Parker Camello charging. Throws on the run, and he gets him. What a play.
What an unbelievable play by the shortstop, Parker Camello, who has to run full speed to catch that one. Fields it cleanly, throws across his body, and gets the speedy Prometheus by 1 step, maybe a half a step. Colin McCarthy with a big stretch over there to help out. Well, that'll bring up the big right-handed batter, David Miller. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Up and in. Ball 1.
Tough pitch. Sweet, a breaking ball. Falling away. 1-2 on Dave Miller here with 2 outs. Tyler DeCecco looking for the punch. And he gets it. By him. 11-3 TOWNDOCK after 7.5. We'll be right back.
Well, welcome back to Cardines Field here in downtown Newport, Rhode Island. As we enter the home half of the 7th inning, it'll be Wyatt Daft, Jack McKnight, and Zach Sawyer due up for this vicious TOWNDOCK offense, as they have an 8-run lead and they look to tack on a few insurance runs. But manager Joe Brooks, who took the mound just a couple innings ago, has other plans as he goes into his windup and delivers. This one's going to be chopped. Second baseman's going to have to make a play. Wyatt's got speed. He throws the first, but it's not in time. It's a leadoff infield single for Wyatt Daft, whose bat is hotter than ever. And that man just will not stop finding his way on. He hits bombs, he hits little tricklers, finds his way on, uses his legs, and puts the pressure on the defense. That'll set it up for Jack McKnight. He's 1 for 1 on the night with 2 walks, and he came around to score after both of those walks. And Wyatt Daft legged that one out, putting the pressure on the defense, takes a big lead over at first. Here's the pitch by Brooks. It's up and in. This one's fouled off into the protective netting. On deck batter Jack McKnight will help out. I'm sorry, on deck batter Zach Sawyer will help out. McKnight is at the plate. One ball, one strike the count as Brooks goes into the set and delivers. Breaking ball. This one's going to be popped up to right field. It's going to be shallow. Right fielder coming in full speed, and he will make the catch for the first out of the inning. Well, off the bat, I thought that one might have had a chance of finding some real estate out there. Right fielder turns on the Jets full speed and makes a catch. Almost overruns it a little bit. Had to put the brakes on a tad. Well, that'll bring up Zach Sawyer. You may remember him from his bases clearing 3 RBI double that he had back in the 3rd inning. He also walked back in the 5th inning and got an RBI on that walk as well, as he looks at a breaking ball for strike 1. Joe Brooks comes set. Delivers a little sidearm piece, and it swung on and missed to quickly bring the count to 0-2.
Told you Joe was crafty. You could see just about anything. He's sneaky.
Fiery, crafty, and handsome. That one misses badly, up and in. Now TOWNDOCK trying to force a winner-take-all Game 3 as this one's chopped foul down the 3rd base line. Looked like Coach Manning over there at 3rd base considered making a play on it, then quickly got out of the way, wisely got out of the way of that ball. It was scorched down the 3rd baseline foul. As he says not getting in the way of that, he's yelling out to Manny Ferreira, as Manny has a little bit of a laugh out there after seeing that one. This one's going to be hit high and deep to left field. This is going to be down for a base hit. Zach Sawyer cashes in with a hit as the play at 3rd is close, but he is safe. That's Wyatt Daft, who turned the Jets on and went 1st to 3rd on a ball down the left field line, hit by Zach Sawyer. And Zach's a 2 for 3 on the night now. Also has a walk to his credit, 4 RBIs. And I'm not sure if that's a straight-up double or a single in advance on the throw. Perhaps we'll wait to see the official scoring later in the night. But for now, he finds himself on second regardless of the situation. That brings up Aiden Bulwell, who's swinging a really hot bat right now.
Scorpions bring the infield in as Brooks delivers ball 1. This is the spot for them. They got to extinguish this threat right here, or this game's toast.
Well, Zach Sawyer on second base wisely. He will start on Trevor Snow's left and finish on his right, getting a massive lead, which gives him an advantage to get home. If there's a line drive right at an infielder, they're all in front of him. He should be able to get back in time. Chopped right at Snow. Man on 3rd is going to not go. Now they've got him in a rundown. They're going to run him back to 3rd base. Now the 3rd baseman's chasing him down. They're going to throw the catcher, and he will give himself up for an out. And Sawyer, who was basically at 3rd base, retreats all the way back to 2nd base. And Bolwell will find himself on with a very interesting fielder's choice. Well, that's 2 outs now. Brings up Parker Camello. Parker singled in his first at bat. He walked in his second at bat, stole a base, came around to score, struck out in his third at bat, and he flew out to the first baseman in his fourth at bat. Now he finds himself up with a couple of men on and 2 outs. It's getting late, bottom 7. First pitch misses high for ball 1.
Hey, Mark.
Breaking ball, that's going to miss as well. Well, if you're wondering how we got here, TOWNDOCK put up a 7 spot in the bottom of the 3rd. Scorpions immediately answered back in the top of the 4th to make it 7-3, and then they turned the gas pedals around on them to score 4 more in the bottom of the 6th. And if you're staying with me long enough, that would bring the score to 11-3. So that one's fouled off and out of play on the first base side.
Chris.
Come on, Bob. Come on, Potter.
And Joe Brooks looks in at his catcher, likes what he puts down, comes set. The delivery misses high for another ball. That'll bring the count to 3-1.
Hey, Mark.
Camello has a team-leading 3 stolen bases coming into today. Add another one to that total to make it 4 as he fouls one off. Parker had 3 stolen bases coming in today. He got a 4th one back in the 3rd inning to extend his team lead in stolen bases.
Looks like an extremely dry spot where the
Here's the pitch from Brooks. Crushed. Right center gap. Right fielder's going to track it down, and he will make the catch on a very loud out by Camello. We'll be right back for the top of the 8th. Scorpions down to their final 6 outs when we come back. And we are back here live at Cardines as we enter the top of the 8th. In an 11-3 ball game, TOWNDOCK is on top. The new right-handed pitcher is Evan Beatty. And we did see Evan Beatty pitch in the game the other night, went 1 inning, gave up 2 earned runs. And joining us live in the booth for a mid-game interview, it's the legendary Chris Rose from TOWNDOCK. Chris, you guys look like you're on your way to force a crucial Game 3. You're about 6 outs away. Tell us how you turned it around tonight.
Well, I think the starting pitching was big time and kind of playing a clean game and being patient at the plate. And like I said, it's still 6 outs against these guys. You know, not easy. So we got to keep focused and keep doing our job.
Casey drives one down the left field line, foul, 0-2.
We saw you ground out to the first baseman your first at bat, then you walked, and on second base they called in for a pinch runner for you. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I tore my hamstring 2 Sundays ago, so I tried to do everything to get myself out there, maybe give us a spark at some point, and just leave it all out there. You know, if we're gonna lose, and this is gonna be the end of the season, I had to be out there to give my guys a boost if I could.
As Casey DiLorenzo pops out to right field for out number 1.
You guys were able to score 7 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. Scorpions immediately come back and score 3 in the top of the 4th. How did you take the momentum back from them?
I think staying patient at the plate, getting base runners on, and coming up with timely hits. I think we had some guys at the bottom of the order come up big with hits, with AB hitting that gap shot to right center, and then Sawyer with that bomb down the left field line, getting him going. So it takes a full team to beat a great team like this. So that's, up and down the order, I think we've done a good job, been patient and swinging at our pitches tonight.
Before we let you go, is there any way you'll tell the world who your Game 3 starting pitcher is if we get there?
Yes, I'm sure everybody knows. We're going to go Dylan James. He's not here tonight. He pitched Game 2 against Construction, but everybody is ready to go. So that's what you have to do. Got to throw everything at him.
Dylan James was an off-season acquisition. He was on Offshore's roster last year. Is that correct?
Yes, I guess he was on Offshore. He didn't pitch that much for him, and he was looking for a spot to play. And he's actually real close with Josh Blaze's godson, Nolan Tremley. They live in Attleboro.
Oh,
so.
Spencer's son.
Spencer's, yep, Spence. That's our guy. So, yep.
That's Chris Rose joining us live in the booth. You've seen him on the field and you've heard him off the field. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Hopefully see you Thursday if everything plays out.
Swinging a ground ball, charged hard by Parker Camello. He throws on the run, throws a strike into first for the second out of the inning. That brings up the Swiss Army knife, Damon Asensio. Looks like he's swinging left-handed here. You never know with Damon. He's a pesky ball player. And a hot shot over to third, backhanded by McKnight. Throws a strike over to first to retire the side. What a play, Jack McKnight. That retires the Scorpions. We're in an 11-3 tilt here down at Cardines after 7. We'll be right back.
And we are live here in the booth with Scorpions manager Joe Brooks. Joe Brooks, first of all, I want to ask you, went out to the mound, looked like base umpire Manny Ferrer wanted to do a glove check on you. Talk about that.
Oh yeah, we just had to make sure there was no substance in there, and Manny does his thing, and we had a good laugh out of it. So that's what it's all about.
You guys let up 7 runs in the bottom of the third, immediately came back with 3 of your own. Talk about how you were able to steal the momentum from TOWNDOCK.
I mean, it's tough when you got Mike Castellani on the mound. Anything you can get off him is something you got to try and take advantage of. And I mean, these guys can hit too, so if we can get the momentum and try and keep it, we'll be in good shape like we did in Game 1.
Kim, what was been one of the bright spots for you tonight? He singled in his first at bat, doubled in his second at bat, came around to score. Talk about the addition of Kim and what you have him doing for you tonight.
Well, Kim's, we were missing him last game, and he's a big part of our lineup every time. And the guy can hit for power, he can hit for contact. I mean, he just gets on base. He's definitely a leader for us.
He absolutely smoked a ball to the 348 mark in the right center gap all the way to the Ivy. His the gentleman in right field, Henry Kearns, came around second at full speed, looked like he blew out a tire and maybe a hamstring. Talk about the loss of Henry Kearns tonight.
Yeah, it's an irreplaceable guy out there, Henry Kearns. Yeah, he was banged up going into the game, and going to third, he would have easily scored, but came up limp, and he's actually going to get that thing checked out now. So hopefully, just a little strain.
What an unbelievable play by your second baseman. Is that DiLorenzo?
That is DiLorenzo.
An unbelievable play on a ball hit up the middle. He backhands it, throws off balance over to first base to get the out. So was there any thought about maybe keeping Kearns in the game and switching him to EH and seeing how that hamstring felt, or did it just look bad enough that you had to get him right out of there?
It was one of those times we had to get him out. He's got a good career ahead of him, and pushing it in summer ball is just not the time to do it. Not the time to do it, especially in a 11-3 game.
You guys are down to your final 3 outs in this game. If you don't make a comeback for the ages, we will have to play a deciding Game 3 on Thursday night. Tell us what to expect Thursday night.
I was pretty much dead positive that we were going to be in a 3-game series and we get to Game 3. So we're just trying to get something in this last inning, gain some momentum, and take it into Thursday. And all arms on deck. Everybody will be here.
That's Joe Brooks live from the announcer's booth, joining us for an in-game interview as Colin McCarthy pops out to center field. Thank you for joining us, Joe. We appreciate it.
You got it, TJ.
And McCarthy flies out for the second out of the inning.
It's tough that we were in the interview portion there when Casey made that web gem. I was looking at Joe as he did that. Caught the second half of the play.
That was an unbelievable play by DiLorenzo. Had to double check. They moved a couple of guys defensively around. Had to double check with the manager to make sure that was in fact Casey, and it was. Well, Joe Namones is in the box now, the left-handed hitter. He walked in his first at bat, singled and got an RBI in his second at bat. He ended up coming around to score after reaching in his second at bat. He hit a rocket to the shortstop, and he singled in his fourth at bat. So he's in the middle of a pretty decent night as his team has an 8-run lead. That one's in there for a called strike. Jack DiChario waits on deck, but for now it's Mones. And we want to thank Commissioner Chris LaRose for putting all this together. Chris takes time away from his family to run one of America's oldest continuously run ballparks, amateur leagues. We bring in high-end collegiate level talent and beyond from the northeast part of the United States. A lot of these kids come here from D1, D2, and D3 colleges, and they all mesh together to put together one of the best leagues in America. We play in a ballpark that's over 100 years old, and we want to thank Chris for all the hard work he does.
Shout out Noah. Swing a ground ball. Trevor Snow charges hard, throws a strike on the run. Sends TOWNDOCK down here. But they are up on the night, 11-3. After 8.5, we'll be right back. That brings us back to Cardines Field as Trevor Snow steps in. He is, let me look at this book. He's 3 for 3 and on 0 for 3. I was going to go the other way. Trying to take sign languages here. As Trevor Snow takes a strike from Calvin Battersby, the new relief pitcher here from TOWNDOCK. Battersby from West Warwick went on to CCRI and then to Rhode Island College. Swinging a broken bat over to second base. Tremblay comes in flying, and retires Snow there. Wow, bang bang play over at first. As one down here for the Scorpses, they need to put something together or not.
After the broken bat, this game has also been brought to you by Dovetail Bats. Contact Matty Borges for the hardest wood in the game. Big league pop without a big league price. Rise above.
And that brings up Dan Desolates, the EH. A very, very good hitter here. So he takes a fastball in the outer half, strike one. Danny swinging a purple bomb bat. Swinging a drive down the right field line. DeChario ranges over and catches that with ease up close to the building for the second out here in the top of the eighth. Or, I'm sorry, the bottom of the top of the eighth. Dylan Darnborough steps in as a pinch hitter here. Takes strike one. Calvin Battersby. And the pitch, big swing and a miss. Strike two. 0-2. Scorps down to their last strike. Swinging a foul, popped into the net, stays in the ballpark, as we are thankful for that. Legend Chris Rose runs that down for us. Battersby to the set. The pitch. Swing and a miss, that's it. Battersby gets it done here. And you see everybody from TOWNDOCK erupt onto the field as TOWNDOCK ties the series up at 1-1 here after an 11-3 victory.
TOWNDOCK came into today with their backs against the wall, had to win this one, or watch the Scorpions celebrate a championship in front of them. They step up with an 11-3 win. They force a crucial Game 3, a winner-take-all here for the George Donnelly Sunset League Championship. Thursday night, we will be broadcasting that game live from Cardines. And we'll have plenty to bring you on the post-game show. Stay tuned. After a brief pause. We're live in the booth here with TOWNDOCK starting pitcher Mike Castellani. Mike, you went 6 innings, you walked 2, you struck out 6, and you let up 3. How did you step up for this big game, and tell me what your best pitch of the night was?
It's a good question. I think our team is built a lot on just playing really hard-nosed baseball. It's tough to beat us, especially if they gave us as many walks as they did. We've had some really competitive at-bats all night, and defense really stepped up. And so when you're pitching with a good defense behind you, the 2 walks cost me a little bit, but they weren't really doing enough at the plate to really hurt me. So navigating that one tricky inning was kind of the key, and the rest of the way I think I managed the runners on base pretty easily. But yeah, no, we played good defense tonight, and that's kind of been our Achilles heel this season. Is when we've lost, we've made 2 or 3, 4 errors sometimes, and tonight was a lot cleaner. So give you a lot of credit to that.
I noticed one of the guys that stood out to me in the first 2 games for you guys, a gentleman named Wyatt Daft, who patrols center field for you. In game 1, he was at the bottom of the lineup, absolutely had a great night. Tonight he was promoted up to the 7-hitter, and I believe he was 1 for 2 on the night with a bunch of RBIs and a couple of runs scored. Talk about Wyatt and how important he is to your team.
Yeah, Wyatt's been on the TOWNDOCK for about as long as I have, and this is my 4th or 5th season, so he's been there right from the start, and he's really been an unsung hero for this team. He plays an amazing defensive center field. He's got a lot of speed, and I think the past couple of years his bat has really let him down, and this year I've seen a big change with just the quality of his at-bats. I think when guys are struggling, you see him go down 0-2 a lot, and he's been up 2-0 in most at-bats this postseason. So I think it's just his plate discipline. You're going to get a competitive at-bat out of him every single time that he plays, and I think he's just reliable. If there's one word to describe the guy, he's reliable. He gets the job done. So especially a guy manning center field, you want him to be your most reliable player. So it's good to see him get rewarded with moving up in the order. Long overdue for sure.
Colin McCarthy is one of the quietest superstars I've ever seen play. In his first at-bat, he absolutely roped a hard hit ball all the way to the Franklin sign that he only got a single out of. Talk about how important Colin McCarthy is to this team on and off the field.
Yeah, Colin was a really big pickup for us. He played at Westcott. I remember pitching against him, and again, another guy that just doesn't give at-bats away and plays good defense wherever you put him. And he's been an amazing first baseman for us this year and caught a couple games when we needed him to. But he's just a guy that's always willing to say yes to the opportunity, yes to the situation. And he's been one of our most successful hitters this year. He's been a guy that every time he comes up with runners in scoring position, he's going to get a big hit. And you can see by the at-bats he's having, he's just a really, really tough out right now. But more so just kind of a glue guy that everybody respects, everybody likes. He's one of the nicest guys on the team. So probably the most important player that we picked up this year was Colin, and he's a great teammate.
You guys came into today down 0-1 with your backs against the wall. Who is the guy in the clubhouse, the group chat, or the dugout who's keeping everything super light, saying, we got this, guys, we're going to come back and win 2 in a row? Can you put a name on one guy that's maybe the jokester in the clubhouse?
There's a lot. There's a lot of guys that think they're jokesters. But I think our pitching staff does a really nice job of keeping it light. Battersby's always a guy that's fired up in the group chat. As you know, Rosie's always been the glue guy for every team that he's been on and continues to be that way. He's kind of the older figure on the team, but has stepped up. It's awesome that he's still playing through an injury at this point and being productive, getting on base. But I think it's a group effort. I think TOWNDOCK does a really nice job of keeping it light. There's a lot of other teams we play that the moments get too big for them, and I don't think you see that with our team. We always show up. We always have a good time. I don't think anybody takes it too seriously, but are just serious enough to show up when it's necessary. But we're a team that's built on chemistry. We socialize together, we hang out together, and I don't think a lot of other teams can say that. So I'm very, very happy that I've been able to be on the team for as long as I have, and we're overdue for a championship, that's for sure.
That's Mike Castellani joining us live in the announcer's booth. You saw him get the victory tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. It was nice to meet you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. You're the man.
And we are not done yet. We are going to introduce the catcher from today, Zach Sawyer. Zach, you came up in your second at bat with bases loaded. You hit a ball to the 348 mark that rang into the ivy with an exit velocity over 100 miles an hour off the bat. Talk about how special that hit was for you.
Coming into this game, playoffs have been a little rough for me. I think I had 1 hit through 4 games. So that was really big. I put a lot of work in the past couple days, but it wasn't just me. My teammates, especially Rosie and Battersby, like Mike was just talking about, never let me get down on myself too bad, and they were always like, you got this, you're our guy, you know who you are, just go up there, swing, hit the ball, and you'll get it. You're there. You're on time. Everything's working. It's a matter of time, and you're due.
Talk about your starting pitcher, Mike Castellani. How easy is he to work with, and does he shake you off a lot?
You know, he's really easy to work with. Like, before the game, we talk about what we're going to do. I mean, he has a lot. He knows what he likes to throw, and it always works. So we see what everybody's doing. We didn't throw a certain pitch until about the 5th inning, and that's just what was working. I mean, he's lights out. He's electric up there. You see a lot of emotion from him, and even when I make a mistake back there, it's like nothing even happened. He always is there to back me up, never lets me get down on myself.
Well, I have some breaking news for you, Zach. You were 2 for 3 tonight with 4 RBIs. You are tonight's player of the game. How does that make you feel?
It's honestly, thank you so much. It's great. Obviously, I've been struggling coming out of the regular season, pretty hot, and then coming into this crazy slump that it doesn't really happen often. It's just great to finally break out of it and do something with this team.
That's tonight's player of the game, Zach Sawyer, joining us live in the announcer's booth. Thank you very much, Zach. It was nice to meet you. We'll see you on Thursday for a winner-take-all Game 3 for the George Donnelly Sunset League Championship.
Get in here, Bats. What's up?
How you doing?
What's going on?
He calls you Bats. What's your real name?
Calvin Battersby.
Nice to meet you, Calvin Battersby. Talk about how big this win is tonight, and what do we expect out of Thursday?
It's a big win for the TOWNDOCK Merriman. You know, we just wanted to get to Thursday, and we think we can pull off a game on Thursday. We're going to go all guns blazing, so just see what we can do on Thursday.
Talk about your role this year for the team, what you do on and off the field, and talk to us about who may be the guy in the clubhouse who's the go-to guy when things are going wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been a bullpen guy, kind of closing out games. We have me, Evan Beatty, and Tyler Checo. It's been we're like the 2015 Royals in the World Series. Good bullpen, and all these guys in this dugout are awesome. We all rely on each other, so it's just a good time.
During the regular season, you made 8 appearances, one of them being a start. You pitched 16 innings and struck out an unbelievable 30 batters in 16 innings. What's your best pitch?
The heater, got to hold on the fastball.
What does your heater top out at roughly on your best day?
Like 86.
What other pitches do you throw besides the 86-mile-an-hour heater, my friend?
I throw a slider and a changeup that I spike into the ground.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being fully rested and ready to go, what's your availability for Thursday night in a winner-take-all game for the George Donnelly Sunset League Championship?
10 out of 10. I'll lose my arm for it.
That's Calvin Battersby joining us live in the announcer's booth. It was very nice to meet you, Calvin.
Thanks, brother.
And that's Calvin Battersby. We just had the pleasure of meeting 3 of the best TOWNDOCK players as they, with their backs against the wall, force a crucial winner-take-all Game 3 this Thursday. These kids, they leave their schools and they come down here in the summer to get their hacks in and get their reps in, and they try to perfect their craft before heading back to their highly competitive colleges all around the United States. And no better way to cap off an unbelievable summer by bringing home the George Donnelly Sunset League Championship, a league that was established in 1919, one of America's oldest continuously run leagues. This George Donnelly Sunset League broadcast has been brought to you by Sitting Bull Tattoo, located at 136 Thames Street in Newport, Rhode Island, the beautiful Newport, Rhode Island. You've got a story, so why hide it? At Sitting Bull Tattoo, you can turn your ideas into bold, custom ink that looks incredible today and for years to come. Whether you're getting your first tattoo or adding to your collection, Dave takes the time to bring your vision to life. Clean lines, vivid detail, and a look that's unmistakably you. Hit up Dave at Sitting Bull Tattoo this week, not next week. I said this week, and book your appointment. Sitting Bull Tattoo, where your story takes shape. Scan the QR code on your screen to link up with Dave immediately. This game has also been brought to you in part by Dovetail Bats. Contact Matty Borges for the hardest wood in the game. Big league pop without a big league price. Rise above. Maybe you know somebody who needs a nice, fresh, brand new Dovetail bat. You can get a custom bat, or you can get one right off the rack. Matty Borges accepts cash. Matty Borges accepts check. Matty Borges accepts rolled quarters. Matty Borges accepts Cash App, and Matty Borges accepts Venmo. He possibly even accepts Zelle. There's no excuse. Get someone in your family that you love a new Dovetail bat. This broadcast has also been brought to you in part by Chip Shots Photography. Contact Chip Shots for one of the best looks in the game. He takes highly electric action shots of baseball players on the field. Contact him to do your game right away.
Oh, come on.
This broadcast has also been brought to you in part by Batmorges Media. Catch all George Donnelly Sunset League games in high-def replays on Batmorges Media page on YouTube. It is a free page. You can subscribe to it, find your clips, find your highlights, and extended George Donnelly Sunset League coverage. Bat Morges Media. And this broadcast has also been brought to you in part by Ben's Furniture, located on Thames Street in Newport, Rhode Island as well. Contact them through their website, Ben's, F-U-R-N, bensfurn.com. We'll be right back for just a moment. Well, George Donnelly Sunset League fans, make sure you join us live on Thursday for the winner-take-all game. There will be a trophy presentation immediately following the game. You can look forward to us. First pitch is at 7 p.m. It will be the Scorpions throwing Ben Miller versus the TOWNDOCK starting pitcher Dylan James in an unbelievable matchup that should live up to the hype. That game will go 9 full innings and come right down to the wire if I had to guess. And my co-host, Matty Borges, is off to my left. Matty, what a great night this was. TOWNDOCK comes in with their back against the wall. They push Scorpions to the brink of elimination. Now both teams find themselves in a winner-take-all game on Thursday night. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it was tough. I mean, Pat Jones came out throwing an electric breaking ball, but then a few things didn't go his way, and he was chased rather quickly, and the floodgates really just opened up. The doors were blown off, and the Scorpions, made their move to get back in the game, and answering right back with 3 of their own in the top of the 4th, but TOWNDOCK was able to just turn it right back around with 4 again, the bottom of the 5th, I believe, and that was it. It was smooth sailing for both sides after that. Both pitchers were great.
And we want to thank everyone for joining us live on the stream. We hope you enjoyed our cameras, especially the center field one. My name is TJ Brogo alongside my co-host Matty Borges. We will see you on Thursday for a winner-take-all game 3.